Today I want to talk about Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This is the second entry in the Paper Mario series developed by Intelligent Systems and released in 2004 for the Nintendo GameCube. I recently played through the game again and now I should form my full opinion, so here's my Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door game review. The game starts with Mario receiving a letter from Princess Peach containing a treasure map. She asks Mario to meet him in the harbor town of Rogueport, but upon arrival it becomes apparent that Peach has gone missing. He learns that the map Peach sent is the key to finding the 7 crystal stars which are needed to open the Thousand-Year Door, which is located beneath the town and is rumored to hide a legendary treasure. So Mario must travel the world in order to find the crystal stars, and while it may seem like a basic plot, it gets more interesting as the game progresses. This game is divided into 8 chapters which all have their own subplots. I feel that in some RPGs, the subplot may be as simple as during her quest, the protagonist comes to a place which is being terrorized by some monster which the protagonist needs to defeat. A few chapters are like that. Chapter 1, for example, involves Mario stopping a dragon from terrorizing a village. However, most of the subplots involve something happening to Mario as he's traveling, like in Chapter 5, where Mario is traveling across the sea, but his ship is attacked and he ends up stranded on a deserted island, which is haunted by a ghost pirate. Unlike most Mario games, Bowser is not the main antagonist. While Bowser is in the game and is even playable during chapter intermissions, the actual antagonists are the X-Nauts. They are a secret organization led by Sir Grotus who wants to use the Crystal Stars to take over the world. Mario battles the X-Nauts and their second-in-command Lord Crump on numerous occasions. I enjoyed playing through the game and experienced the plot as it unfolded, partly because of the characters in this game. We get evil characters, we get funny characters, we get characters with actual backstories. Mario even encounters the same people in multiple chapters, making it feel like the people here have their own lives and their own things to do. There aren't just people fixed in one location like in other RPGs, and I like that. It makes them more memorable as you cross paths with them throughout the game. Rogueport is the main hub of the game. While it does feel somewhat smaller than Toad Town from the first game, I feel that there is more to do here. The Thousand Year Door lies beneath the town in an ancient city which is accessed by entering the Rogueport sewers. Mario gains access to the different chapters by using warp pipes in the sewers or by taking some form of transportation on the surface. Mario travels to a flying town in the sky where fighting competitions are held, a haunted steeple located in a forest which is always encased with twilight, and there's even a chapter where Mario rides a train for 3 days straight. This game has very interesting locales to visit, and there are also very unique locations as well. There aren't any other Paper Mario games where Mario is on a train for most of the chapter, so it has that going for it. Princess Peach reprises her role from the first game. She is kidnapped and is playable in the intermissions like Bowser is. Unlike the first game, however, where she is assisted by a Star Kid, here she is assisted by a supercomputer who lets her send messages to Mario. In return, she has to teach the computer the basic concept of love, something that the computer experienced when it observed Princess Peach for the first time. Eventually, the computer starts to turn against its creators and begins to tell Peach plenty of classified information. I guess that's something you need to think about when you're making a supercomputer. The smarter it is, the more likely it is to turn against you. Luigi's in this game as well, and he doesn't play any important role to the story. But unlike the first game where he's just sitting around, here he's actually out and about. Mario can find him in Rogueport after completing a chapter, and Luigi will tell him about his quest to save Princess Esclair of the Waffle Kingdom from the evil Chestnut King. Though, as his partners reveal, it's not as glamorous as Luigi makes it seem. Mario's own partners are far more interesting than they were in the first game. While there are fewer partners here, in my opinion they are far better characters overall. Goombella, Koops, and Admiral Bobbery are like their first game counterparts Goombario, Kooper, and Bombette in terms of abilities, but their personalities are completely different. Vivian and Flurry are completely original entities whose species only appear in this game. I especially like Vivian's design, with how she always connects to the floor, so when the terrain is elevated, her body gets longer. Unlike Vivian, Flurry is the only member of her species which we see in this game. Miss Mouse is an optional party member and the first one in the series. She is a badge thief and goes around the world searching for the rarest badges ever. We also get the baby Yoshi as a party member in this game. He wears spotted underpants and calls Mario by Gonzalez. I like the partners in this game. They're probably the best partners Mario's had in the series, and they're definitely better than the ones in the Origami King. The partners often talk on Mario's behalf during cutscenes. Depending on the character which is out, they will say different things. I found myself often swapping to a specific character when I knew something was going to happen, just so I could see their reactions. One big difference from the partners in the first game is that they now have HP, meaning that they can take damage or faint in battle. I know some people coming from the first game might not be so happy with this change, but having a partner who can take hits for Mario is useful when he's low on health. In this game, you use shine sprites to level up your partners, making their attacks stronger, teaching them some new move, and increasing their max HP. Mario is very lively in this game. He has actual voice clips unlike later entries where he's completely silent, and you can really hear the enthusiasm in his voice as he jumps. He really feels like he has an impact on the story and affects the characters in the game, especially when so many people come to support him throughout the game. I guess I like it when just regular people know who Mario is, even though they've never met him. Mario's moveset isn't too different from the first game. He still jumps and uses a hammer to interact with the environment, although one thing that was removed from the first game was the spin dash, which made Mario move a bit faster. Besides that, Mario gained some new paper abilities in this game. He can fold into either a boat or a plane in certain areas, or slide through gaps and roll into a tube. The battles are very much the same from the first game. Mario can jump and do hammer attacks, switch places with his partner when battling, swap between partners, use flower power to do more powerful attacks, block attacks, do first strikes, and level up. The battles now take place on a stage with a watching audience. Like the first game, Mario has special moves that can be used for different combat techniques. After obtaining a crystal star, Mario gets a new special move, and his max star power increases. The audience determines how much star power Mario recovers after performing a successful attack, and a bigger audience will recover more star power. In addition, random events occur during battle like set pieces falling over, or someone tosses an item to Mario. Enemies can also carry items, forcing you to think twice about who you choose to attack. This game has some very intense boss fights. Many of the bosses are huge in comparison to Mario. While I found that most of the bosses weren't that difficult to defeat, they can deal a lot of damage if you aren't careful. I also like how some bosses interact with the audience. Sometimes they may be chased away, or use as an attack against Mario. Intelligent Systems got really creative with some of the boss designs. I really like how the dragon boss in Chapter 1 looks like it's made of paper. I just think that this game has the best art style out of all the Paper Mario games. While I feel that the Origami King is visually better than this game, but the colors that are used in this game stand out more. I found Rogueport to be very distinct looking because of the art style, and there are plenty of minor details you may notice upon closer examination. And there's even a noose in the plaza. The characters themselves have a very distinct look to them. Unlike Sticker Star, almost all the toads here look different from each other. There are a few characters who look the same, but most of the time they're different. Mario, Luigi, Bowser, and Peach look way better than they ever did on the Nintendo 64, and the same can be said for all other returning characters from the first game. This is the first game to have proper side quests. There are side quests in the first game, but they are more so favors which you have to do in order. In this game, you have free range to choose which side quests you want to do. There are many rewards you can get from doing side quests, such as items, coins, and even a party member. I like this feature because it helps immerse you more into the world. I find myself talking to characters I might not have spoken to otherwise, either because they are involved in the side quest, or I mix them up with someone else. One of the things I find annoying in this game is that there are no barriers preventing you from falling into water. In the other games, there is something preventing you from falling into the water, but in this game, that's not the case, and that just bugs me a little bit. I guess it's because there are platforming challenges over the water in some sections, but it just makes me a bit annoyed at times. But really, that's my only major complaint about this game, and it's not even that big. This game makes really good use of the hardware it was made for, and I almost think some sections were made specifically to show off the capabilities of the GameCube, even though this game came out in 2004. I think the paper aesthetic is very noticeable in this game thanks to the graphical capabilities of the GameCube. It really makes you think like this world is made of paper, even though they never explicitly say this. Later games make it much more obvious that this world is made of paper, and I like that they do, but it gets a bit annoying how they constantly try to remind us, hey, this world is made of paper. I think this game has the second best soundtrack in the series. I like the eerie music in the Twilight Forest and the cheerful music of Petal Meadows. They really fit with their respective areas. I also like the music in the Exxon Secret Base. This game probably has the most unique soundtracks in the Paper Mario series. Like, for example, I could play the music in Rogueport, and you probably wouldn't even know this was from a Mario game. I do think Super Paper Mario has better music, but I think that's just because I played Super Paper Mario before this game. So overall, I really like Paper Mario: The Fascinating Door. It has fun gameplay elements, a great storyline. I like the partners in this game. The music is great, and it improves on almost everything from the first game. I really can't think of anything the first game does better. This game is without a doubt the best game in the Paper Mario series, and probably the best RPG in the Mario franchise. It's just a shame that the only way to play this game right now is on a GameCube or Wii. It deserves to be re-released because this game costs a lot to buy right now on Amazon. I would love to see this game remastered in HD, and I know many other fans want that too. The series' future seems uncertain, but I don't think the Paper Mario series is going to die anytime soon, considering it got the Origami King last year. I just think that a sequel to Paper Mario: The Fascinator is very unlikely, but in a way that makes this game more special. And that leads me to my closing statement. This game is a masterpiece.